Let me ask you a simple question. Can a man build a house on an empty stomach? Okay, now zoom out. Just imagine a country of over 200 million people, half of them living on less than $2 a day, and millions going to bed hungry every night. Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa, is importing rice, beans, wheat, tomato paste, and even eggs. Yes, eggs. How can a nation that cannot feed itself expect to develop, prosper, or even survive the next global crisis? Let's talk about that. You see, there is no development where there is no food. Period. Hunger is not just a humanitarian issue, it is an economic crisis, a security threat, and a political time bomb. Let's break it down. A hungry child cannot learn. A hungry farmer cannot produce. A hungry worker cannot build. And a hungry population cannot think about tomorrow. They are just trying to survive today. So how can Nigeria, with all its oil, all its land, and all its slogans, truly develop when it can't even feed itself? You cannot talk about GDP growth when over 25 million Nigerians are facing food insecurity. Let's put that in perspective. 25 million is more than the population of Ghana, starving in one country. Nigeria suffers from an import addiction. We must end our import dependence. Nigeria spends billions of naira importing food every year, food that we can grow ourselves. We import wheat from Ukraine, rice from Thailand, tomato paste from China, frozen chicken from Europe. Meanwhile, farmers in Benue and Kano are struggling to sell their crops because roads are bad, power is erratic, and insecurity is a nightmare. And guess what? When import prices go up, what do you expect? Bread becomes 5,000, rice becomes a luxury, and a simple plate of jollof, well, that one a premium package. We are at the mercy of global markets, and in case you didn't notice, the world doesn't care about Nigeria's inflation problems. Nigeria has 84 million hectares of arable land. We have sun, we have rain, water bodies, and millions of unemployed youth. So what is the excuse? Countries like Brazil used agriculture to build a food empire. Vietnam, a small country, is now one of the world's top rice exporters. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, our farmers are still using hoes and cutlasses as if we're in the 60s. The government shouts, agriculture is the future, then gives less than 2% of the national budget to agriculture. If agriculture is the future, why are we funding it like it is a side hustle? We should be feeding ourselves and exporting food, not fighting over imported spaghetti and sardines. When food is scarce, peace becomes fragile. Ask yourself, why is banditry rising in the north? Why is youth crime rising in cities? Why do protests break out over palliatives? Because hungry people are angry people. Food insecurity leads to desperation, and desperation leads to violence. If you don't solve food, you will fight insecurity forever. You can't police hunger. You can't arrest poverty. If Nigeria wants national security, we must start with food security. Here's a roadmap for what must happen, and fast. Invest heavily in modern farming, tractors, irrigation, and agrotech. Fix the roads that connect farms to cities. Tackle insecurity in rural areas so that farmers can return to their lands. Give real loans to real farmers, not political farmers with no farms. Make food processing a national priority to stop waste and add value. This is not rocket science. Other countries have done it. So why can't Nigeria? We need a government that understands that you can't build roads for hungry people to die on. Feed them first. So, if Nigeria truly wants to develop, then it must start by doing the most basic thing a nation can do: feed its people. Because no matter how many flyovers you build or how many summits you attend, if your people are hungry, your nation is going nowhere. It is time to get serious about food. It is time to grow what we eat. It is time to feed Nigeria. This is Let's Talk About That. Like, share, subscribe, and tell someone. A nation that cannot feed itself cannot grow. See you in the next video.